And I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds. It's an absolute pleasure to be here at the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast at the Women in Construction event. So many cool conversations happened today, so many collaborations, so much empowerment in the room. Marion, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
My name is Marion. I work for the government of Newfoundland. I'm the building manager at the Confederation building, and I started my journey in the trades as a plumber. So in 2012, I got my red seal.
2012, you became a plumber. Tell me what it was like for you as a plumber in 2012.
Me as a plumber, there wasn't too many females, and I had a lot of questions when I told people I was a plumber. They were like, why? Why would you want to do that? And basically, I heard my dad say, I can't find a plumber in the city. And I grew up with him barbering work. So, like, he was a sheet metal worker. His friends were millwrights. And, like, he would install siding and do roofing, whatever it took to pay the bills. And he could not find a plumber to barter work with. So I was like, there's my niche.
There's your niche. So, take me back when you went through school and then your apprenticeship. Were you the only woman on the job?
On my first jobs, like the only woman besides myself was the engineer. So she was in the office and I was on site. And they had to make some accommodations for me for bathroom facilities more so than anything. And I thought it was really professional of the company to let me use the trailer. Because the makeshift bathrooms on the site were built for men. And they weren't pleasant. I didn't care, but you know, they were accommodating to me.
Yeah. So here we are a dozen years later, 2024. Have you seen much change in the industry, and are we moving in the right direction?
We are. We have conferences like this, and you know, when I first joined the trades, I made a connection to Office of Advancement of Apprentices, and their whole goal and mandate was to break down barriers for women like myself to try to find employment in the trades. And they did just that. They stepped up beyond. They got all my apprenticeship hours with Newfoundland Labrador Housing. And then when I got my red seal, they opened the door because they had a partnership with the government to get my next job as a red seal plumber with the Confederation building.
Wow.
So it was those partnerships that were key.
Yeah, 100%. So you're still now involved with the Apprenticeship Board?
I am.
Talk to me about it.
So I'm all about professional development, lifelong learning, and that's what I tell the young girls here today. So as part of my journey, I joined the Provincial Certification and Apprenticeship Board, and they're the ones that accredit to schools. So my reasoning for wanting to join those boards is because I wanted to have a voice at the table. I wanted to shape the industry and shape women coming in. So those are the decision makers. Those boards make the decisions. So I wanted to be heard. And because I was on that, they asked me to be a part of the Provincial Trade Advisory, and that's specifically towards plumbing.
Wow.
So they asked me to do some stuff like that too. It's, you know, it's all a part of my journey. And I love it.
It's been an incredible journey. Tell me what you thought of the Women in Construction portion of this week. What do you think of that? So this happened just like really spur of the moment.
Rhonda Neri was at a board meeting. She was an invited guest, and so when she realized I was there, that was our very first connection in that board meeting. So she asked to meet with me personally. So I was like, hey, where's this going to lead? Okay, I was really excited. And so we started to talk, and I told her about this national mentorship program that I just finished, I just completed. And for a laugh, I was like, hey, you want to see my final assignment? And she said, yeah, and it was me and my husband doing a mentorship video, and she was like, I love it, and this is what brought me here this week.
Wow.
So my little assignment that I thought was just going to end up in Ottawa at a, you know, like at the Canadian Apprenticeship Forum, Rhonda saw, and she was like, oh no, we got to have this as part of the conference.
Wow.
And I was like, and that's the moment when another woman makes another woman feel empowered and valued, and it's like, hey, we value what you do. Thank you. Can we use it?
Yeah, that's an important moment.
It is. It was really, I went home and I told my husband, I told my kids, I was like, hey, you're not going to believe what happened to me today.
Yeah.
Right? So
I want to thank you for bringing us into your journey. It sounds fascinating. And I can tell the way you describe it that you're pretty passionate about it. Your eyes are lighting up when you talk about it. So thanks very much for being on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.